Hello and welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. In the last episode, I did not acquire the gold file by myself, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. But as I was leaving this episode off, it was kind of best that I did end up just rushing through it and end up looking up the answer for the gold file strictly. Because, for no apparent reason at all, a random man came to my house, and turns out he's kind of like my mother's stalker. So that's a thing that happened. Yeah, so it was kind of good that I ended up ending the episode so I could attend to that. That being said, let me acquire these and then I'll explain. You know what? I can explain it right now. So, where is it? In the archive? Yes. Alright. So, after everything finished with whatever that was, and then I had some time to myself, I was able to look up someone's explanation as to why the One Piece thing is an answer. It's because I completely forgot that this is technically supposed to be a game board, and you play it as if these are all separate pieces. 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, and 4 pieces. They all move this way. And that would make the most logical sense. However, it's one singular piece that moves across the board. That makes so much more sense. And it was only explained to me when I went on to like a forum and someone like explained it in that succinct way, is that it's a single game piece moving across the game board, and it's not just finding the positions. It makes so much more sense now, and it's completely on me for not understanding that. And that's where I can actually say that was me not being able to solve a puzzle, because I was completely ignoring the fact that this is supposed to be a game board. So, with that out of the way, let's get going.
Oh, that thing looks dangerous.
You mean this gun thing?
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. I think this is just an injection gun. It's a helpful tool, not a weapon.
Well, are you sure? I think that kind of depends on what's in that vial there.
The label says neostigmine. Stigmine. Stigmine. Neostigmine. I have no idea. I've never heard this name before.
Huh? What did you just say?
Neostigmine? Why? Does that mean something?
Let me see it. Neostigmine. Neostigmine. I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. No good.
Ooh, maybe I was supposed to have previous knowledge, like with this 7 route, with the Ice 9. Maybe that would reveal a different ending or something? Don't know. I honestly don't... Because nothing's, like, unlocked via any other route, I don't know if that's gonna be something that plays a part in this game. Or not.
No good. I can't remember.
Damn.
I don't think it's bad, though.
Do you have any proof?
Nope.
Of course not.
Could you let me hang on to this?
Are you sure it's not dangerous?
What would you do if it was?
Alright. I trust you. You don't seem like a bad person.
Thanks. Then how about I let you take me on a date sometime?
If we get out of here in one piece. Wait, what? Huh? This is just happening, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. We've still got a bunch of stuff in here. So, Alice is not I forgot, Alice is technically dead in this realm. But Sigma and Phi, unfortunately, I think is what's actually going to happen. I like going down the routes of, like, all those stupid harem anime, and normally I root for someone who isn't the main girl, just because a lot of the time, I feel like the very first relationship, it's not that they're not the best for each other, it's just, it feels like it's ham-fisted to be the person that they end up with. So, like, someone who actually develops feelings for someone is who I prefer to win over. I don't know. We still got a bunch of stuff in here.
Yeah, but it's all that flat stuff.
It's all flat stuff. Oh, boy. Yes, it is. First, we've got... I didn't know if he was going to make a joke about her or not. A map.
Floor B.
The map I found in the infirmary said floor A.
I guess that means floor A is the top floor? I mean, we've took the elevator down to get here, right?
Have I ever been through any of the white doors before? I feel like I've been in one of them, but only one. No, wait. I've been in two, right? One that I actually did have to solve, and then another that was the username and password one? I honestly don't remember.
I mean, we took the elevator down to get here, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Up next, some gray cards.
Key cards. They've got moons on them, too.
These must have been the moon keys the announcer was talking about.
There are two of them, just like with the sun keys.
One for you, and me.
And the other one's for Quark.
But he's... Well, there's not much point giving it to him. I'll hang on to it for now. Okay. What's next?
A piece of paper with something written on it.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. Why do I feel like this was skipped in one of the other routes? If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote.
In other words, all 3 of us can't not vote. One of us has to vote.
So either you or me, you mean? Oh well. There's no reason not to pick ally in the next round anyway. Of course, first we've got to get out of this room.
And that'll be easy. Just look at the last thing in the safe.
The key to the exit. Yes. Sweet. Let's go. I back up out of here. I can face you. Come on. Good God. There we are. Now, the injection gun? Okay. So that's that. Still missing a bunch of files, apparently. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll even acquire all of these, because I feel like these two should have been already looked at, but I feel as if, like, Golem Bay plug, poster with eye on it. No, like, I earned that as a reward, so these two should have already been unlocked. So these two might just be earned solely in a room by themselves somehow. Oh well. So what all did I earn? Here we are, Treatment Pod. An amazing machine that augments an individual's natural ability to heal, strengthens their immune system, accelerates their metabolism, and can cure many otherwise incurable diseases. In addition, it can creation... Good God. I know that, like, there's so much text that people have to translate and, like, make into coherent sentences, but this is a whole other word. It's not like they spelled it as C-R-E-T-E and just forgot to type A or something. Like, it can create. This is a fucking huge mistake. It's like auto... What is it? Auto text? Autocorrect. Yeah, it's like autocorrect triggered. It can creation personalized medicines, perform gene therapy, and even repair the effects of radiation damage. What an incredible machine. It's not that incredible if it can't cure Reticle 6, you say? Yes, well, I guess you've got a point. But don't worry. It also has a function called cold sleep. Cold sleep uses CAS freezing to freeze the entire body without damaging it. That way, even if the disease you have can't be cured, you can be frozen until a cure is found. Cold sleep. There are generally two types of cold sleep. The first type involves lowering your internal body temperature. This reduces your basal is with an I, basal, whatever, basalt, whatever, metabolic rate, and is it basic? No, metabolic rate, and induces a state similar to hibernation. In other words, your body is still actively functioning, just very slowly. The other sort of cold sleep is the one in this game. This involves freezing your body to essentially lock it in whatever state it was in. Until recently, this was impossible, because the expansion and crystallization that took place during the freezing process irrevocably damaged human tissue. In the world where this game takes place, however, CAS technology has overcome this hurdle and made cryonics a reality. The resuscitation rate is nearly 100%. Nearly? Okay. In fact, you'd be much more likely to die in a plane crash, which means that freezing yourself to visit the future is safer than flying from Tokyo to Milan. Okay. CAS. CAS stands for Cells Alive System. It allows organic tissue to be safely and non-destructively frozen. What about the tree? In this case, CAS is used to put people in cold sleep. It supercools the subject with a magnetic field and causes them to freeze almost instantly, preventing crystallization. In real life, the problem comes when you try to thaw something out, which also must be done instantly. In this game, however, the technological magic of the treatment pod makes returning from cold sleep possible. Okie dokie. The past two nonary games. November 2018. 16 children were reported missing. In actuality, 18 children were taken, but 2 were never reported. Excuse me. The person in charge was someone we will refer to as H. The purpose of this game was to conduct experiments on morphic resonance, with the children as test subjects. I won't go into specifics here, but the short version is that this was the first nonary game. November 1st, 2027, a total of 9 people participated in this session. They were abducted just as the children had been, but this time H was not in charge of the game. Clover was a participant in both games, and now she finds herself playing the nonary game yet again. Esper Resonance. In the context of this game, Espers are people with the ability to access the morphogenetic field. An Esper can increase the strength of their signal by being in close proximity to other Espers. Oh my god, why can't I read? Assuming they are the strongest signal will absorb any weak ones nearby, and use them to amplify its own strength. Sort of like waves. The biggest wave adds the amplitude of smaller waves to its own, and covers them up. Nonary Veterans. The following 9 people were participants in the nonary game that Clover claims to have been a part of. 1. Ace, a middle-aged man. 2. Snake, Clover's older brother, real name Light. Aoi, no, it was Light. There was Light, Aoi, and Nona. Those were the names, right. 3. Santa, arrogant, uncooperative young man. This is coming from Clover anyway, so yeah, I guess. Clover. Still Clover, just younger and with a jacket. 5. Junpei, hero of 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Junpei's childhood friend, real name Akane Kurashiki. I guess this isn't really coming from Clover then. 7. Amnesiac detective. 8. Lotus, attractive programmer. Attractive, huh? Who is this coming from? Attractive programmer, has 2 daughters. Yes, she does. 9. Kubota, skittish man, gets blown up. That's kind of all you get from Kubota. Neostigmine, a type of carbamate. Carbon... Amate. I don't know what that is. Compound, which acts as a reversible acetylcholinesterase inhibitor, whatever, exciting the parasympathetic nerve. This allows it to counteract the effects of the muscle relaxant tuberculin. What? It can be delivered with an injection gun like the one you see here. Whoa. So... How long after can you use the muscle, this neostigmine against tubocurarine? Because that's pretty important. And why no one else has found it. Huh. Weird. Okay. This is the lock for the exit. It says lock right now. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. And let's just hope, for whatever reason, Quark doesn't get up in the middle of his sleep by himself.
An ambidex gate has been opened.
God fucking damn it, Dio.
45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What the hell?
Somebody else must have opened one of the AB rooms.
Why would they do that? Whatever. We should be heading back anyway. I headed for the door.
Wait!
Huh? Clover's voice stopped me. What is it? I turned to see her pointing toward the wall with the treatment pods. Oh boy.
The screen, it changed.
What?
The screen on the pod's monitor thingy.
Which one? All of them or one? Oh boy. Oh yeah. It says recent operational records. I stepped closer and began to read. What it said was interesting.
Currently treating one subject. That one subject
Had to mean Quark. This was the pod we'd put him into after all. I read on. 748. I don't know why that's there.
One subject released.
Released?
8:06. One subject successfully restored.
Released. Restored. Cold sleep mode disengaged. 8:16.
Beginning restoration of one subject.
What? 748. One subject released. 8:06. One subject successfully restored. 8:16. Cold sleep mode disengaged.
Beginning restoration of one subject. All prior records have been erased. Authorization admin.
What? I checked the other pods. They were all the same. 748. One subject released. 8:06. One subject successfully restored. 8:16. Cold sleep mode disengaged. Okay, this is when we're learning that 3 of us were in here, right?
Beginning restoration of one subject. All prior records have been erased. Authorization admin.
Whoa. What is all this?
I think it's saying that about 8 hours ago, somebody in this pod woke up from cold sleep.
Oh, so I should have been reading it in reverse, like minus. Wait, T minus. Time minus. Is that how that works? Is that what T minus means? I always thought that T minus was like time right now, like clocking it in or whatever. I don't actually know if that is like T minus 8 hours. So I should have read it in reverse. Hold on, can I go back? Okay, yeah.
Beginning restoration of one subject. Minus 8 hours, 16 minutes. Cold sleep mode disengaged.
One subject successfully restored, one subject released. Maybe. Maybe it's supposed to be read like that. I don't know. 8 hours ago, someone woke up
3
from cold
people,
sleep.
actually. One for each pod. They all say the same thing, see?
So before we all woke up, huh? I mean, it hasn't been 8 hours yet.
Yeah.
So the 3 pod people could be 3 of us. They could have been captured earlier, don't know how much earlier. And they were thawed out 8 hours ago and carried into the AB rooms.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I really don't think think there'd be anyone else in here besides the 9 of us. Well, I guess it's actually the 10 of us, huh?
Yeah. If you count the old woman we found, then it would be 10, wouldn't it? So, who are the 3 pod people?
Don't ask me. How am I supposed to know that? All it says is subject. A, that's creepy. B, it doesn't tell us anything about who they might have been.
Doesn't say when they were put into cold sleep either.
And this bit, where it says, all prior records have been erased. Authorization admin. That seems pretty suspicious to me.
I wonder why they wouldn't just write the time, though.
What?
Well, you said it yourself. The log says 8 hours ago, not like 9:15 a.m. Those minus signs have to mean this far in the past. Okay, gotcha. Who would ever write that, the time like that?
Yeah, that is weird.
Maybe Zero Senior doesn't want us to know what the actual time is?
Why not?
Hell if I know. Speaking of things I don't know, why did this stuff suddenly show up? Seems like whatever it was that triggered this activated as soon as we opened the door to leave.
Wouldn't that mean Zero Senior set it up to work that way?
Yeah, but why? That's what I'm asking. What reason would he have to do that?
Maybe he wanted us to see the records.
Perhaps. But he deleted a bunch of the data. Why?
Could it all be a trick?
Trick?
All of these records are fake. Zero Senior just set it up to mess with us.
So you're saying this was just a joke?
Well, I can't say for sure, but it seems possible, right?
No, it doesn't make sense.
Well, let's ask somebody else.
Okay.
Maybe they can think of something.
That's fine. Yeah, you're right. If the AB gates have opened, we need to be heading back to the warehouse anyway.
Yeah, and we need to tell everyone what happened with Quark.
We double-checked that Quark was alright in his pod, then hurried out of the treatment center. I wonder what would Tenmyoji say if I were to actually betray at this point. Tenmyoji would want to stab me in the dick, wouldn't he? And then we access the warehouse. Memento Mori. Is this another warehouse?
It looks just like the other one. Hey, could you show me that map?
Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah, I thought so. This one is right under the floor A warehouse.
Huh. So it is.
Oh, are those?
Those doors are white.
And there are 3 of them.
Okay, let's go take a closer look. This is basically the same, but it's with a different
I
person
knew
nearly
it.
every time.
These are chromatic doors.
That sounded
See?
weird.
They've got a little box right next to them, just like the others.
So these are the 3rd round chromatic doors, huh? That's how I should address them. 1st round, 2nd round, and 3rd round secondary doors, chromatic doors, primary doors, right. Rounds. That makes a lot more sense. I guess we'll be coming back here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, we might not have to.
What do you mean,
We both have 6 BP right now.
Clover? Yeah, that's true. So?
We're a pair, right?
Yeah.
And who's our opponent?
Quark.
Exactly. But he's in the pod right now, so...
If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally. Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
Again, it doesn't say warehouse. You aren't saying we should pick betray, are you?
Weren't you planning to? I thought that was why you were okay with option C when we were making the groups.
No, no, that's not... I thought that with Quark's condition, I'd be able to choose ally and not worry about getting betrayed.
Oh, come on. You don't need to lie to me. We're partners. That means we share the same destiny.
Right, and Tenmyoji trusted you.
So let's not hide anything from each other, okay?
I'm not hiding anything.
Wait, you're serious? You were really going to pick ally? Whoa, hold on a second there. We might not get another chance like this. Let's say we ally and get up to 8 points. We don't know if we'll be able to get any points next round. For all we know, there might not even be a next round. There are 3 other people with 6 BP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dio, K, and Phi.
Yes.
What do you think's going to happen if one of them gets 9 points this round?
That's not going to happen.
Why not?
Phi and Luna are playing against Tenmyoji. He's only got 1 BP left, though. I really don't think that they'd pick Betray. If Tenmyoji picked Ally, they'd kill him. Excuse me, I got the hiccups for some reason. The same goes for Dio. Kay would not allow Alice to choose Ally. Kay would definitely pick Betray, and it would still just be a net 0 for them. Or for Dio and them. Same goes for Dio. He's playing against Alice and Kay, and Alice's BP...
No! Don't even think about that!
I agree. But her BP is the same as Tenmyoji's, so unless Dio's willing to kill someone, he won't be able to get his BP to 9.
Then Alice has to vote Betray.
Oh yeah, that's right. Alice is technically alive in this version. The only person who is fuzzy is still only Quark. Ah, man, there's so many different routes. Yeah, that is generally the best defensive
But
choice.
if Dio chooses ally,
Then
K would have 9 BP.
yeah.
Jeez. Well, it's just like I said then. If K gets 9 BP, then there won't be a third AB game.
Oh, excuse me. Well, that's not necessarily the case.
So it's over when someone gets 9 BP.
Nope. As long as that person doesn't open the number 9 door, the game goes on!
Mm-hmm.
So you think that K will stay here, even if he gets enough points to leave?
I trust Kay, yes. I don't know, but it's possible.
No, it's not.
It's not possible? Yes, it is. It's a 50-50 chance, quite literally. And unfortunately, 50% has like, one half has a greater, like, result, but the other 50%, I'm leaning more toward that it's going to happen with Kay, and that is that he would stay. Well, we can think about how we're going to vote later. For now, we need to get back to the others. There's a couple things I've got to do when we get back.
Fine.
Okay, back to floor A then. Let's move. I wonder if I were to choose Betray, would just the 2 of us leave? I turned and headed for the exit. After a few moments, I heard Clover's footsteps following behind me. Through the one-way door. This is definitely Dio and Kay and Alice. Phi, Luna, and Tenmyoji, right? Was it? Yeah. This is the part where we find out that Phi has chosen to betray for some fucking reason. I mean, Tenmyoji can betray all he wants. He would just go back up to 4. Or go to 4.
Clover.
And the other 2 would go to 4 as well.
Oh, thank goodness you're back.
Yep.
Are we the last ones?
Yes.
Hey, where's Quark?
Time to explain it. Tenmyoji's expression was furious, and from the way he was stomping toward me, I felt like I had only had a few seconds before I was on the ground with his hands around my neck. I explained what had happened with Quark, and the pods as quickly as I could. But not as fast as I would like, because of how slow this fucking text goes.
So are these pod things really safe?
Probably.
Probably?
No, they're definitely safe. He's fine.
Well, are they safe or aren't they? Look, I'm just worried about him, all right? Can you take me to this treatment center, Clover? Don't worry. We've still got 20 minutes left. Plenty of time to go have a look and come back.
Why would she hesitate?
Okay. Come on then.
As soon as she finished, she was off. Tenmyoji followed at her heels, and in the blink of an eye, they were gone, out of the magenta door. So it still took us, like, 25 minutes to go from talking to here, or something. Alright, you guys got some splaining to do.
I beg your pardon?
You opened the AB gates before Clover and I got back, didn't you? I want to know why the hell you'd go and do something like that.
Sigma, take a look.
What about it? As she spoke, Phi gestured toward the line of the AB rooms. Only one was open. Theo.
It's not like we opened them all up.
Yeah. So you're saying only one person, or one pair, jumped the gun here?
Yes.
Well then, who was it?
I opened it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait, you're out here. But, like, why would you just open it and not, like, walk in to cast your vote? I don't know. So it was you. Figured as much.
It's not really a big deal, okay? I mean, you came right back.
Yes, Theo. Yes, it is a big deal.
Why? If you hadn't made it back by the deadline, you'd have just defaulted to ally.
No, not just. Are you telling me you didn't know? Didn't you find one of these notes? And he shakes it in front of his face.
What?
We found this in the treatment center.
There was no such thing in the pressure exchange chamber.
I didn't see one in the pantry either.
Huh. Well, whatever. You should really probably read it, though.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not a option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote.
You get it now? If we hadn't gotten back in time, Clover, Quark, and I could have died. You just...
Alright, I get it. Sorry. Cut me some slack though, man. I didn't know.
So you wouldn't have opened the gate if you did?
Of course I wouldn't have. What the hell, bro?
Alright.
You said the room you went into was a treatment center, right?
Yeah.
If they treat people there, I'd think they'd have shelves of medicine and stuff. Did you find any Accelavir?
No. It's not really that kind of place. It just had those pods and that was it. Besides, if we'd found anything to cure Radical 6, we wouldn't have put Quark in the pod.
I see. Can the pod cure Radical 6?
No, unfortunately.
How do you know that?
Oh, well, it said so on the screen next to the pods. Something about how it can provide relief from the symptoms, but it can't actually cure the disease. It's better than nothing, though. Oh, right. There's one more thing about the pods I should tell you. As quick as I could, I explained what the records had said about the pod's occupants and their cold sleep.
Cold sleep?
Yep.
Are you suggesting that 3 of us were, until recently, cryogenically frozen?
If you can trust what we read, yeah.
Which of us are the pod people then?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It didn't say who they were, or even when they were frozen.
So this cold sleep,
Mm-hmm.
that means they basically froze the body solid, right? Not like how a bear or something hibernates where it just slows way down.
Yeah. I think so.
So, what would happen to the heart?
What?
Wouldn't it stop when you were put into a cold sleep?
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
Huh. Was Quark put in the pods previously? I know that did we ever put anyone in those pods ever before? I don't think so. I think it was mentioned that we should do that, but I don't think we ever got the chance to, or someone just said no, that isn't the best. Because at that point, I feel like Alice started to trigger as well at the same time. Oh. So if we go into cold sleep, our bracelets would come off.
Then we can just defrost ourselves right away.
You said there were 3 pods, right?
We'd only need to do it 3 times for the 9 of us.
Uh-huh.
I imagine that will work for you, but perhaps not so much for me.
Yeah. The armor.
Don't worry. I'm sure we'll figure something out. We should go have a look at any rate.
There was like a wet when she spoke at
We'll
first.
be able to come up with a plan once we know more.
Of course.
Hey. What's wrong?
What do you mean the cold sleep function doesn't work?
I'm sorry.
You don't have anything to apologize for, Luna. Zero Senior must have just locked it down.
But when Clover and I were here, it worked.
Yeah, I remember checking it.
Then that bastard set this up.
So what about that singular pod? What if we do it 1 times 9?
Oh, that's low.
It is not pleasant, but consider this. We have seen how thorough Zero is. Would he really have left such an obvious loophole?
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. If Zero Jr. heard me, he could have shut it off.
Whatever the case, it is an unfortunate outcome.
Unfortunate? Really? You sure? Aren't you just a little bit relieved? After all, we were gonna get our bracelets off while you were stuck with yours.
How could you say that? I would never be so petty as...
Before Kay could finish, the announcer's voice echoed through the facility. I mean, except for Dio opening up the number 9 door, which he actually couldn't unless he had 9 points, now that I say that out loud. But we would, if it did work and like the bracelets could just come off, and we don't know if it'll work out for Quark the same way, but like we could all just keep taking our bracelets with negative numbers and just keep adding to K's, and then he could be the one to open up the door, and then all of us leave, or something like that. Before Kay could finish, the announcer's voice echoed through the facility.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
I just thought about it. If we have the thing that, well, technically Sigma and Clover don't actually know what the hell is it called? Not tubocurine. What the neostigmine actually does. But Luna, if she were to take a look at it, she could tell us that it would stop tubocurine, and then someone's heart could drop to 0. Well, no, that would be a terrible idea. What happens? What would happen? The bracelet would trigger. The Soparil Beta would cause them to pass out. 9 minutes later, the tubocurine gets injected, and then we insert the neostigmine, cancels out the tubocurine. They wake up. Their number is still below 0. Does it trigger again? Or would their heart go to 0, and then we inject it, and then their heart can restart? I don't know.
Time's running out. We should get back, guys.
I'm staying here. I can't leave Quark.
Are you nuts, old man? You're a solo. Luna and Phi could kill you.
Yeah, I know. I've only got 1 BP.
Exactly. If you don't vote, you'll default to ally. All they have to do is pick betray.
We won't. You staying here won't change our vote.
Right. We always intended to choose ally. Tenmyoji staying here is just another reason for us to stick to that plan.
Luna has the same number of BP as you, Tenmyoji. Normally, the safe plan would be to choose Betray. Since you will be unable to betray them, then Phi and Luna can choose to ally without worrying about their own points.
Yes.
Well, there you go. I trust Phi and Luna. I'm sure they'll choose ally.
Sounds good. Okay then, Tenmyoji, you take care of Quark.
You think I need you to tell me that? I won't take my eyes off him for a minute.
Okay. I didn't know if that was, like, really direct at me or something.
We don't have much time left. We need to go.
I think he's still being coarse with me. Back at the Floor A warehouse, we open the AB rooms. Quark and Tenmyoji. This won't open. And then Dio's is over here. Asshole. Prick.
4 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Alright, Clover. We should probably head in too.
Okay.
So, if I don't choose Betray, can we still have that date? Or will we only go on the date after I choose Betray?
Sigma, do you remember what I said back in the other warehouse?
Which one? Which thing? Yeah. You told me we should betray Quark since he might not get another chance like this. We might not get another chance like this, right?
Yeah. Can I, take that back?
Huh?
I changed my mind a little bit after talking to Tenmyoji. I think we should choose ally.
Hey, that's more than just a little bit. That's like someone trading in a Shih Tzu for a German Shepherd. Oh no. I was like, Shih Tzu? What the fuck is a Shih Tzu? Trading in a Shih Tzu for a German Shepherd. What the hell happened with you two? Did he say something to you?
I can't tell you.
Good God, the two of them. Like, why does Tenmyoji trust Clover? What? Why?
I just can't. You'd laugh if I did anyway.
I won't laugh.
Really?
Promise.
Well, I still can't tell you.
God damn it! Hey, come on!
I promised. I told Tenmyoji I wouldn't tell anybody.
Fine, we can tell it. You can tell me once we get out of here and on the date. Right, fine. I won't ask about it again. But Tenmyoji doesn't really have anything to do with this, right? Our opponent is Quark.
No, he does matter. Quark is really important to Tenmyoji. If we betray Quark, we're betraying Tenmyoji. Come on, don't you remember? When we were going into the red, blue, and green doors, Tenmyoji said something.
I didn't say there wasn't anyone I trusted. There's one person. Clover. Just know that you'll keep him safe.
I can't betray somebody who'd say that about me.
Right. You seemed pretty ready to betray him back on floor B.
That's because I didn't know who he was.
Oh. So you're saying now that you know who Tenmyoji really is? So you're saying you know who Tenmyoji really is?
Well, if what he told me was true, yeah.
I don't know what kind of connection I'm supposed to be making here, if I'm supposed to be making one at all.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Please, choose ally.
You aren't going to try and vote yourself?
If I try, you'll just throw me off, right? I don't think I'm strong enough to fight you.
Again with this. I mean, like, I know that Sigma looks like an American football player and, like, his huge stature and whatever, but why do you immediately assume that I'll throw you off? I could just stiff arm you and keep you at a distance.
So...
Alright. With that, I turned to face the voting machine. The question was, what would I do? Ally? Or betray? Just as Clover had said, betraying Cork was like betraying Tenmyoji. That wasn't even taking into consideration that Cork was just a kid. And he was infected with a deadly disease that would almost certainly kill him if we didn't do something. How could I betray someone like that? Only a monster would take advantage of a helpless child for their own gain. On the other hand, what Clover had said in the warehouse on floor B was true. It was unlikely that I'd get a chance like this again. If I chose Betray, then I'd have 9 BP. I would be able to escape this godforsaken hellhole.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game polling closes.
So what would my choice be? What would I do? Ally? Or Betray? I chose...
3, 2, 1.
Ding. The game is telling me to choose Ally here the most. But that's what I was going to choose anyway.
The Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation.
I swear to God, if we see that somehow Fire Luna somehow betrayed...
Ambidex gates now opening.
That would be like a huge thing. A huge upset.
What did you choose, Sigma?
You didn't see me push the button?
No.
Huh. Well, you'll know in a moment. Let's go. I gave her a light pat on the shoulder and headed toward the wall where the results would be displayed. Okay, I'm holding my breath for Tenmyoji, because honestly...
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
Voice crack. Because honestly... I want to trust Fi and Luna, but for some odd reason, I'm kind of suspicious. And with the whole Dio, Alice, and Kay thing, that one I'm pretty safe with them choosing Betray.
Please direct your
Both of them.
attention to the results screen.
Okay. Betray. Ally, and ally. Now, what would be really cool is if somehow we see Betray pull up for Quark and we're just like, wait, what? Yep. So, 4 of us are at 8 points, including Phi. Dio's at 6, K's at 6. Huh. And we're just waiting for Alice and Tenmyoji to catch up.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Magenta 8
so you chose
pair.
Ally, huh?
Yeah. Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that.
Thank you.
No need to thank me. I only did what anyone would have. So you guys chose Ally too, huh?
Of course. Tenmyoji had only 1 BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote Ally, so there's no way we could betray somebody in that position.
So, except for Tenmyoji being betrayed by Alice, Alice can just betray anyone, and it's going to be a safe option. So, yeah. Just so long as she's not stuck with Dio, everyone else can just choose Ally. Except for Tenmyoji, of course. But I mean, it'd be advantageous for Alice and Tenmyoji to be together and just betray. That way, they're a little bit boosted, and they get 0 or positive points, and then everyone else is just Ally. Again, except for Dio.
If we had, then he'd...
Yeah. He didn't have much choice. Alice, Kay, and Dio, on the other hand, seem to have had a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole. Were you trying to kill me?
No, nothing like that.
No, that's exactly what you were doing.
Well then, what was it like? If we'd voted Ally,
You would be dead. The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Now, before I go anywhere else, Alice, in some other routes, as soon as she exited out the ambidex room, she would stumble away and go to kill herself.
I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose Ally, not with Alice's BP at 1. The only way you could possibly vote was Betray. Picking Ally when I knew you guys would pick Betray would have been suicide.
You can't die. You've got 6 BP.
Run this shit. Beat his ass.
Well, maybe not immediately, no. But I would have been signing my own death warrant.
No, you would not have, you dumb, stupid prick. You would have been down to 4, and if someone betrayed you again, you would have been down to 2. Shut the fuck up, asshole.
Heck, not just mine. Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always going to be Betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked Ally. What would happen to Kay's BP?
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See? Then it'd be game over. Life over. He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see? That's why I chose Betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
Alice gritted her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal, before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the doors sliding shut.
The ambidex gates have closed.
Indeed they have.
Round 3 of the ambidex game will be the star round.
Yeah. And with the star round, and with Quark out of commission, are we going to be bringing him along again? Luna's acting or not Luna. Well, actually, no. Luna and Alice should start acting funny right about now. As well as myself, I just remembered. I've gone through a white door before, I think. Because that's where I went to the, colored steps with Phi, right? I think so.
Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we want, right?
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all of our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Red 6 solo. 3 blue pair? 8 blue pair. That's Phi and Luna, right? Again? This is... Is this my arm or is this Dio's arm? 6 green solo. Or is this Phi's arm? No, this is Clover's arm, right? 8 pair. 8 magenta pair. And this is Alice's 1 magenta pair. This is me, right? This is my skin color? I think so. 8 blue solo. Let's see. Luna and Clover are a cyan pair, and Phi and Alice are a magenta pair. Yeah, Luna and Clover, gotcha. The remaining 3 are all solos. Kay is red, Dio is green, and I'm blue. That means Tenmyoji and Quark are... yellow pair? So how are the groups supposed to work for the next round? I think the next doors are going to be those white ones down in the floor B warehouse.
Yeah, I heard about those. Alice told me about them while we were here waiting for you and Clover.
Yeah, because you went through the red door, which doesn't actually even go to the warehouse. It's just a direct circle back through the red door.
I think I've got them figured out.
Yeah, so lay it out for us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Let's see, I was a blue. and to get white, I would have to have red and green, which would be yellow. So I'm going with Tenmyoji and Quark. Phi nodded and began to explain. Yep, there we go. Phi and Alice and Dio. Alice and Dio again. Piss. Clover, Luna, and Kay. Clover's at 8. Luna's at... Luna was betrayed, so she was now up to... we started at 3, down to 1. She's back at 3. And Kay... Kay can be betrayed. Luna can go up, but Clover, whether they ally or not, doesn't really matter. Well, they're probably both going to betray... I don't know. Option A. Option A. Tenmyoji and Quark, yellow, pair up with me, blue, to open one door. Phi and Alice, magenta, pair up with Dio, green, to open up another door. Luna and Clover, cyan, pair up with Kay, red, to open up the last one.
Oh? Is there only one option?
Yep.
Yes. No other combinations would be able to open the secondary doors. Admittedly, Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here for us to check, but I'm sure they're the yellow pair.
I'm pretty sure too.
If they weren't, then Sigma would be stuck without anybody he could pair up with.
Right.
Oh, God. I never thought I'd have to put up with Dio again.
Again, really.
Just didn't think hard enough then. Sooner or later, everybody puts up with Dio. Wait.
Yeah, a real stab in the... has Alice been with Dio every round? I betrayed Tenmyoji. Luna, in this case, you went with... I feel as if that is correct, that Alice went with Dio and has gone every round, which sucks.
So, what should we do now? It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
An hour and 21 minutes. Oh boy, time to see Alice and Luna go nuts. Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine. Excelavir, right?
Yeah.
No rooms have it that have been opened.
What about the rest of you?
Oh, I'll help.
As will I.
Me too.
Fine. I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
He's finally showing at least a little compassion, but I don't trust it. Of course I'll help. What kind of jerk wouldn't?
Okay. We should split up and search.
After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover, Phi, and myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
Sounds good enough for me. We all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Correct.
Right.
Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in different directions. Oh, in a different direction. Okay. I'm just thinking, normally whenever we try and go down this route, or like try and go through a white door, Quark is normally just gone from existence. And then the other times that, well, we're probably gonna see Luna and Alice disappear, but other times when Quark is available, those two go start to succumb to Radical 6 as well. As far as I know, anyway. So, this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
Indeed.
How do you know that? Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Makes as much sense as anything else. Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
I love the music in this. So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
How do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but...
Apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
Remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. And that newspaper article was right?
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical
Yeah.
6.
Something's been bothering me.
And what's that?
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh. No, we can't do that.
It's
The door
welded.
beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it. Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay. Yeah, but...
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, all right?
Got it.
Okay.
I don't like the thought... Oh, yeah, all the fragments from that. We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? A pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no. But...
And then Alice said...
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
Yeah. Bioweapon that happened to be released in the test on Mars, or in a facility, prepping for Mars, or some stupid shit, I don't know. So what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover? What do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? I don't know how direct he's supposed to be, but oh well. Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. And finally, she lifted her head and met my eyes.
Fine. I think I can trust you.
Ooh, yay.
Just don't tell Alice, okay?
Alright,
Promise?
promise. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with the rapt attention, at a complete loss for words. Here's what she said. I love this music. Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security. This is technically Clover.
And we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry.
You mean the Myrmidons slash... what's it called? The Free the Soul.
Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know of it we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh?
Alice, I can assume.
Well, it started when I met Alice.
Here we are.
I told you that I've played the nonary game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We just escaped and we were all stuffed in this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving. That's how she would say it. And that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb up, out. She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation.
Interesting. Why? Okay.
But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking to it, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That would make sense, yeah.
In the building we'd been trapped in.
Pongo was a person involved with Free the Soul.
We couldn't see how us playing the nonary game had anything to do with the terrorists, but Alice had a suggestion.
Would this be Alice, or is it technically still Clover?
Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists.
But try and make Clover do Alice's voice.
That didn't seem very like us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now, on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group that they were investigating. But they must not have found anything because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives.
So how are you a part of SOIS then?
But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now. So she hired bodyguards for us.
Wow, okay.
Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome for one. And he has been in both of the last two nonary games too. So, anyway, we'd been grabbed twice. But the people behind the two nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom though. So after that all these huge men in black suits,
I don't know.
In black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally been free, all of that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day and we decided to leave. Like run away. So we did it. After that we lived on our own.
Harp?
I worked in a cafe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are a waitress.
And he composed music.
Sweet.
He played the harp, and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving.
Oh, so that's how you guys made a lot of money. Interesting, cool.
Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs.
Wow! Damn, Light.
I know this sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they do this stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it.
Clover, Snake, /Light.
Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day, Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they'd taken us after a second nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar too.
I wonder. First nonary game and like the morphogenetic fields.
It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first nonary game. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. And then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us.
So Nona and her other sister are here, right?
Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we, as a species, will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, and we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically, we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first nonary game was to research this ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it, and they threw them in the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from the experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that! I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them? No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently, though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job, after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you. She told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine. But I was so totally against doing it. My brother told me that he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we're leaving. We were leaving. A couple days had passed and Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first nonary game might have been part of that terrorist organization Alice had and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious. My brother, too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second nonary game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us.
Clover added 7.
You guys are the only people who can do this. Oh, we don't know where Junpei is.
Oh.
He's going off to travel the world looking for Akane. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out.
Junpei, like 7, another participant from the second nonary game. Akane, one of the people behind the second nonary game. 7 was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOIS. Cool. So where is Snake/Light now?
For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while, and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger.
So, without the fear of death.
After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base so I could relay information back through it.
Through him. So is Light experiencing all this again? Have you been sending this, or what? I don't know.
I was supposed to sneak into a research facility posing as one of the workers, and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But... everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake, and I got captured.
Cute design.
Alice had come and rescued me. Had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out.
Princess carry or what? Like over the shoulder?
I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice.
Cool.
Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that the December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike.
The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. Huh. Interesting.
This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans.
And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
All of that talking seemed to have tired Clover out, and it's also tiring me out. I'm actually getting kind of lightheaded from doing her voice. She sighed, and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I've got a few questions.
What are they?
Well, first off, your powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but...
No response?
Yeah.
So, you can also receive them? When was that ever mentioned? Okay, I thought it was only a one-way thing. That's what Akane said. But then again, that was from future to past, but I don't know.
If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking.
Do you think there's a possibility that someone has the ability to block? Like, Fi and myself? Because we're jumpers or whatever the hell?
Wait.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers.
Okay, yeah, that was mentioned in the, gold file, wasn't it?
No, never mind. That's probably not it.
But who here would be another one of them? Myself and Fi, but we're jumpers. We're not exactly what you are. Right. Whatever. I have some other questions, so... Moving on. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who are they?
Well, I can't tell you that.
What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know?
No. All we know is soon.
That could mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me, and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyoji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying? Huh. Guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
And what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about
Restarting the world?
purifying the unclean?
Purifying the unclean.
Oh, unclean. 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 Unclean.
What? What are you doing?
Shut up. Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering. Unclean. Clean. Een.
Een? She leapt up, suddenly excited.
Neostigmine.
Oh, that's how I'm supposed to pronounce it. Neostigmine. That's how we counteract the thing. Neo what?
Did you forget it already? I'm talking about this stuff.
As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket. Is she wearing pants? I thought it was a skirt. It was a skirt in the first one. She's wearing short shorts in this one, right? It was the injection gun, complete with a vial of medication. Oh, right. I remember that. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you.
Exactly.
Are you saying you've heard about this neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered.
You remembered?
My brother told me about that.
Wow, you're... God damn, Snake is amazing.
Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor.
Cholinesterase? Jesus Christ.
That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurarine.
Sorry, but I still don't get it.
How easy do I have to make it? Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, alright? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me?
Yes, I am. Tubocurarine is the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
First, is this over real? Which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
So you're saying this neostigmine keeps it from working?
Yes! Oh my god, how many times are you going to make me say it?
Okay, so do we eject it before, and then it just halts that, and so only the soparil beta will trigger, and only that, or do we inject it after the beta, whatever curarine is injected? So we can just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have to die.
After.
We're gonna be okay. We can only pull the trigger once, though.
Mm-hmm. That means we can only use it on one person.
Yeah.
Luna. Well, still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see.
Best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door. If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them.
Right.
Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? Hey! Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. So I'm just stuck down here, right? How the fuck do I get back up? I mean, Phi, but how do I call that back down? It only has a 1-button system, right? Well, 2 buttons, but it's on the lift itself. Damn. I was, I think, understandably, upset. With no stairs, my only choice was to wait for the lift to come back down. As soon as it was back, I jumped on and headed upstairs. As soon as it was back. Hey, Phi. Is it Phi's turn? Phi! Where did Clover go? Oh, interesting. It's Phi's turn to act weird. Phi! Can you hear me? She didn't say anything. Just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed, and her body was unnaturally stiff. Phi? I grabbed a shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way? She went out that door? It kind of like asking almost like a child. Phi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Okay. Right. Got it. Princess Carrier. Princess Carrier. Thanks. I headed for the exit, then paused. Princess Carrier? You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright? No. You fucking idiot. Still no response. There was something odd about her. Catching Clover seemed more like a priority. More of a priority. I turned back around, jogged out the door toward the treatment center. And we're gonna find out what that leads to in the next episode. I went a little over, but that's perfectly fine for you guys. I guarantee you guys probably like the longer episodes to receive more story. I was just waiting for an appropriate time to end the episode, but I just didn't know where one would be. Probably should have done it before we headed into this room or something, but that was at like 50 minutes, and I thought maybe it would like take like at most like 15, so it would be an hour and 5. That was very wrong of me. Nope, never mind. Oh well. I hate the fact that I can only see your face, asshole. Oh well. Thank you so much for coming out to see another episode of Virtue's Last Reward. In the meantime, while you wait for what's to come, I'll leave you with one final message. In that being, have a nice day.